How's it going, my brother? It's your boy, OG.ROLYTONY, the one and only pimp of the pimp gods. I know you hate to see it, but it's what it is. You know, I would like for you to like and subscribe to the channel and feel free to put your message, put your comments. That's what we here. We here to build. We here to, have conversation. If you don't want to have conversation and you just want to watch, it's all good with me. We keep moving around here. You feel me? Anyways, man, I'm not going to talk about my stress. I'm not going to do it. Because if I keep talking about my stress, that's all I'm going to be, stress. So we gonna keep it positive today. We going to keep it moving. But there's some things we still got to talk about. There's some things that, ain't going our way as a Boston fan. You feel me? I like to tell y'all haters out there. That's all my man, my boy, my one and only player of the year, Jayson Tatum. I see some of you haters out there laughing and saying, yeah, now Knicks got a chance. Man, how pathetic is that, man? You like to see a man fall so you can get a W. It's kind of like a forfeit. Yeah, the Knicks were giving them a hard time, but you think with Jayson Tatum, they had a chance? Well, anyways, enough of that. But y'all haters, I'm watching y'all haters out there. You feel me? Man, ladies and gentlemen, the Celtics nation are so heartbroken right now. First and foremost, for Jayson Tatum, his health is the most important thing besides basketball. We hope he gets better. We hope he recovers. We hope he excel higher than he could ever imagine. Our prayers are with you, Jayson Tatum. Our prayers are with your family, prayers with your team and all that. Get better, get well. This has shaken the whole entire Eastern Conference, to the core, my brother. Jayson Tatum is the soul, the superstar. He's the Boston Celtics GOAT. He might be the season's GOAT. He might be the NBA's GOAT, all sports GOAT, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty sad. He torn his Achilles. He's done for the playoff. Obviously, he had to have surgery and all that. We all know that. He's possibly done for next year too. That recovery from an Achilles is something serious, my brother. You got to be ready to, be explosive on that Achilles, on that foot, before you could even play. Kobe went through it. KD went through it. There's still hope for my man Jayson Tatum. Prayers up for him. Get better, get well. Take that vacation with your family and cool off, ease off. But Boston Celtics, we got something to take. Boston Celtics, we still got a mission over here though. We got a mission, and so the $1 million question is, can the Celtics survive without Tatum? Can the Celtics survive without Tatum? Jaylen Brown, this is your moment, my brother. You wanted the spotlight. We saw you last year. Yeah, you cooked. You carried us on the playoff. You carried us to that championship. You got this, my brother. I think you can carry the load, my brother. This is your moment. This is your moment, Jaylen Brown. You can take over this series without your co-star, Jayson Tatum. Both of you are a dynamic duo, but you yourself can carry this team. You can carry this team. I believe in you, my brother. And we got Porziņģis, if he can actually stay healthy, or, we got Jrue Holiday, the veteran, man. He got ice in his veins. That brother's a problem. It still ain't gonna be that easy for the Knicks. Don't y'all think that? But it's gonna take everything from these Boston Celtics, to win 3 straight games. That's tough, man. 3 straight games against the Knicks. And the Knicks been a problem out here, my brother. 3-1. You have like a 4% chance to come back. But there's still hope. There's still a little glimpse of hope, There's still a little glimpse of hope, you know? There's teams that came back from 3-1 deficit. It's happened before, you know? But that's with your best player being healthy. You know, that's the only way we've seen that. It's very tough without that. You feel me? You know? But there's only one city, there's only one team that thrives when their backs are against the wall. You know? There's one city, one team that thrives over adversity. And you know that team is the Boston Celtics. This isn't over yet. This isn't over until the garden goes dark, my brother. This ain't over. We still got to play some basketball, you feel me? That's where you got to win it. Not out here in the media, not out here with the rumors, not out here in social media. We got to play ball, my brother. You know? Stay focused, Celtics. Y'all can do this. You know? Do this for Tatum. Do this for the nation, my brother. You know? I believe in y'all. You know? We wishing Jayson, you know, for full recovery. You know? He's a warrior. You know, we know he's a warrior. He'll be back from this. But we got to stay focused. We got to stay focused in this game. You know? You know, it bothers me, though. You know, some people talking out here. Oh, it's over. Is there, man? You still got to play basketball, man. You know? We got to play basketball. You know? This is only just the beginning of Jaylen Brown's era. If y'all didn't know this, my brother. You know? So, this is my thought about the game. So I'm going to make it quick and I'm out of here because we praying for the Celtics. Do your thing. You know, we need to keep players to step up today. Jayson Tatum is usually seen as the Celtics' cornerstone, but Jaylen Brown absolutely can carry this team, especially in big moments. You know, he's shown this multiple times. He's shown this already, my brother. He brings, you know, elite athleticism to the game. He's a shot creator, you know, and he has a strong perimeter defense. You can't knock that on Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown ain't always the you know, the primary playmaker, but when he's locked in, he can take over games. You know, whether he's slashing to the rim, hitting the clutch, you know, mid-range shot, or stepping in defensively. You know, his 2024 performance in the playoffs proved it to us. You know, he's not just a sidekick, he's a closer, my brother. That man carried us to a championship, my brother. Yeah, obviously along with Tatum, but he carried us. We can't front of that. He was the, you know, finals MVP, my brother. That brother's a problem. Don't sleep on him, you know. They say the Celtics are the best when Tatum and Brown are both firing. But right now, we don't got that. We just got Brown and key role players, you know. Derek White needs to step up big. Pritchard needs to step up big. Porziņģis, we hoping he healthy to play. And Al Horford, my OG Dominican, he needs to be big too. He ain't no slouch. He older, but he ain't no slouch. He cook when he hot. You know, we need all that. But, man, we need prayers, man. We need a miracle. You know, Celtics Nation, you know. Celtics Nation, we need a miracle. Get on your knees. You know, pray to God that this, you know, we got to take it a game at a time, obviously. But, man, this is a tough situation for the Celtics. I can't repeat that enough. It's a tough situation, you know. It's not easy. These Knicks ain't easy, my brother. They a problem, you know. But we just gotta wait and see what the game gives us, and keep it moving, you know. So please like, subscribe to the channel, put in your comments, keep it clean, and overall, I like to say God bless and be safe. I'm out of here, man.